Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Archipelago. Let's get this audio going. We are ready for the finale. This is pretty much the finish line. So, all I have to do now is beat my games. That's going to take finishing one more dungeon in Oracle of Seasons and pretty much beating Ganon in Wind Waker. Unless there's something I've forgotten, in which case, whoops. There's that master key I needed. Are you going to hop in voice today, Lobo? It did just occur to me, I've never... Wait. No, I found Hero's Cave. Oh, no. Okie dokie. Let me just change Pop Tracker real quick. So this is this one, isn't it? No. No, this is Poison Moth, isn't it? No, which dungeon is this? I forget. Snake's Reigns, thank you. Well, this is going to be easy, because this is the second dungeon in the game. This is not going to be a long stream. But who knows, maybe I'll play some Paper Mario after. See how I'm feeling. See what the vibe's like. Been having a lot of fun with Paper Mario lately. I'm up to chapter 6 now, which is a really fun chapter. At least it is in my memory. We'll see how it holds up. But I remember really liking that chapter a lot. Hello, Lobo. Welcome. Oh, I'm muted in Discord and deafened, I forgot. Hello, Lobo.
Hello. How goes it?
I'm good. In a pretty good mood today. I watched a great YouTube video and it's put me in a great mood.
Those are always a good time.
Really, all it took was someone with the balls to say Metroid Other M is good, actually.
That's a take.
That's all it is, but it's so I agree with it so much, actually.
It is divisive.
I know. But I think people are way too hard on that fucking game. I think they've always been way too hard on it.
I never played it, so I
right?
I
That's exactly it. I feel like half the people that are regurgitating these opinions never played the fucking game. And like, even the video starts with, this game has flaws. It's probably an 8 out of 10. It's probably not better than like a lot of Metroid games. But that doesn't make it like literally 9/11 like some people try to treat it. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly right.
But I mean like I think you have a Metroid Other M opinion on Tears of the Kingdom.
A little bit.
Because it's like
elaborate. What do you mean by that?
Right. So what I mean is that Tears of the Kingdom is simultaneously a disappointment and the best Zelda game they've ever made. And like, it is both of those things, and it's so weird that it can be both of those things, but it really is. And like, that's crazy to me, because like, I do truly believe that, like, I believed Breath of the Wild was the best Zelda game when it came out, and Tears of the Kingdom is a slightly better Breath of the Wild. So like, that just immediately like it's 2 1 + 1 = 2. It got better and was the best, so it is now the best. But like, it's such a weird thing to be effectively DLC that is a full-priced game that it's like, well, yeah, that's super weird. And then when you get into it and how like there wasn't like they if they had given it more time, then they could have made a different world map, and then it would have been like, even if it was functionally this as it is now, a different world map is probably the thing that would have pushed it over the top for being better.
Yeah.
Because the underworld and the Sky Islands really do just feel like they duct taped those onto the game.
Yeah.
So like, if you actually had something be way more seamless, then, and like the Sky Islands, there's more of them, they make more sense. It is its own thing. Like, even if it's this, even if there was like less of the overworld and you just got this more Sky Islands and I guess the same amount of the depths. Maybe they could have even done multiple layers of the depths.
Also, not to interrupt you, but this boss is literally the room, the floor in the room. So that's pretty funny. Anyway, continue.
Oh, is it Morpha?
No, it's just the room. I don't know what his name is, but I was fighting the entire room. What a concept.
Yeah. So to quickly touch on what I just meant by is it Morpha, in Ocarina of Time, if you play a randomizer and you randomize boss souls, so bosses aren't immediately in the rooms when you go into them, you have to find their soul as a random pickup, and then you can go kill the boss.
Oh, okay.
Morpha, the boss, affects the textures of the entire
Oh, my headphones
room.
disconnected again. Why does this keep happening? You're in the middle of a good point and my headphones cut out. Ugh. I need to figure out what's wrong with my headphones because this shit is pissing me off lately.
I need to get a new pair of headphones too.
Where's the dongle? Here it is. Does that reconnect?
Hello?
Okay, I just took out a port. Took my USB dongle and put it in a different port. Maybe that'll help my headphones issues, I hope.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear.
Okay. So with Morpha, when Morpha's boss soul has not yet been obtained, if you enter the Morpha's boss room, the entire room is really weirdly textured. Like the entire room. And it's because the Morpha actor sprite, like the textures, affect the entire room, like including the walls and the ceiling. So it looks really, really weird when you enter Morpha's room when Morpha isn't in the room because the boss soul isn't collected yet.
Huh. That's so interesting. Just reading Eleanor's messages. Meanwhile, another multi-world, look, some people claiming seeds currently has the difficulty of no one wanting to claim one of the worlds. And they're saying that concept is just a rehash of the dungeon boss of the 6th dungeon from Link's Awakening. Okay, yeah, I guess I forgot about that, Eleanor. Link's Awakening fans logging in to tell me I'm wrong. Valid. Anyway, we're jumping conversation topics a lot. We were talking about Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, well, Tears of the Kingdom.
Sure.
So if they had done Tears of the Kingdom and they just redid the map and all they effectively did was just have a different map, not the same one with stuff tacked on, even if they had like even less physical space than Tears of the Kingdom ended up having, like there's less landmass total, it probably would have been better received just because it's different. People didn't like how much it was Breath of the Wild.
Absolutely.
And like that is absolutely valid criticism. But at the same time, if it was in a vacuum, Tears of the Kingdom is an insanely. It is the best Zelda game. It's just not even close. Because like I really do think it's a lot. Like it's significant improvement over Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild was the best Zelda game. So it is that good, but it is also a disappointment because people wanted more than that, and that's basically what happened with Other M. It wasn't what fans wanted, and then it was a slightly worse game, and that just multiplied together into a bunch of hate.
Yeah, pretty much. But my opinion on Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild is a bit different from yours, because I don't consider Breath of the Wild the best Zelda game. I think it is quite flawed. And I just genuinely prefer the style of older Zelda games to Breath of the Wild style. But I know that's a difference of opinion between you and me.
I agree. If anything, I agree with you on that, but I agree in a different way, because I am not saying that Breath of the Wild is the best Zelda game. I am saying it is the best game in the Zelda series. I don't think it's
That's
a good
interesting.
Zelda game.
That's an interesting sentence.
Yes, it is. Because it's nuanced. Because Breath of the Wild is there's a reason Genshin gets called a Breath of the Wild clone. It's because Breath of the Wild became its own thing. It isn't the classic Zelda formula anymore. And like that is what Zelda is now, and after like 2 or 3 more games in this formula of super open world, it'll definitely get to a point where that's really that's its new identity. But it isn't there yet, and making Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom be the exact same overworld except additions and stuff, that doesn't help with the identity problem. That's still basically one game's identity over 2 games. Because it's not like you can look at Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and go, oh yeah, those are just the same game over again. It's like, no, those are completely different games. Even though they reuse a lot of assets, it's like, nah, these are so different. Way more different than Tears of the Kingdom versus Breath of the
absolutely.
Wild. So that's why I'm saying that, like, because it broke that formula, and every other Zelda game is all comparable to each other, and is like their own understandable thing that you can define as Zelda, and then this thing is just completely different. Even if there's now like so many different games that are basically quote unquote Breath of the Wild clones, because that's the go wherever you want kind of thing. Like, even like would you even say Pal World is a Breath of the Wild clone? I would.
It's definitely inspired by it,
yeah. So like, they're not saying it's a Zelda clone, they're saying it's a Breath of the Wild clone, and that is the most telling part of that. So like, I will never get off the platform of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are the best games in the Zelda series. I think that is true. They are excellent games that just have so much to them. I love them. But I would also say that if you're looking at the Zelda formula, they don't follow that. And if I am going to count that against them, I would absolutely put Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask above them for what a Zelda game is.
Well, then, the fundamental thing we disagree on then is what makes a better game.
Exactly.
Okay. Glad we agree.
It's a personal taste thing. It isn't like, it's not an objective measure of quality.
Yeah, of course. One person I really love reading on Twitter is what's his name? The Sheeplad/Sheeplass dev. Shit, I'm drawing a mental blank here. But yeah, like he's making indie games that are imitating Zelda 2 and Zelda 1 specifically. But he loves posting on Twitter. Robin Poe, they're just Sheeplad dev on Twitter, actually. But yeah, Robin, like, their whole thing is like, they love tweeting about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and they get a lot of people riled up because they love these games and they hate them at the same time. And they just have so many fucking takes about it. and I can't really represent all of them. But yeah, it's just like such mixed opinions about that game, but lots of interesting takes. I don't know, like yeah, like for me, I really value the cons- what the constraints of a Zelda game. Like I'm playing Oracle of Seasons right now, and I really like this game because like you can see on my stream overlay, you got the map here. The entire overworld is a maze. The whole world is a dungeon in a sense, and like the whole game is about figuring out like how to progress, how to find new abilities that open up new areas, and solving puzzles everywhere you go. Whereas
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is you have the tools at the start, you can go anywhere, you can do anything. There are puzzles, but the solutions are as open ended as the open world. Like you can solve them in any number of ways. And there's no one answer to any puzzle. But it also makes the puzzles feel a little bit less significant to me because one key can be used to unlock everything. And that one key could be something as stupid as like using a combination
a rocket on my shield.
yeah, rocket on your shield or a combination of ultra hand and recall to just move anywhere on the map, you know, like bullshit like that. And that makes me a bit sad.
Yeah, but I will say that it's I think I would call it suffering from success because if somebody has not watched anybody solve shrines in Tears of the Kingdom and then they think to do the move stuff around recall shit, they have like a PogChamp moment. They're just like, God, oh my god, I'm a genius. This is awesome. This is hilarious. And it wears off after that. And it's kind of sad because you just realize that, wait, I have discovered the multi-tool that unlocks everything.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like, I think, I can't remember where I heard it, but someone made a great point that breaking games is fun. There's a reason people love sequence breaking in Metroid games, because going against the intended path is fun. Like for example, before they patched it out in Super Mario Wonder, there was a trick you could do to skip half the game, and me and my friends did that trick like on the couch together, and that was the most fun we had played the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, like even stuff like just when you were doing the Ocarina of Time randomizer with everyone, and you got the infinite sword glitch going, and you're just making memes with it, and
Oh yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like that's definitely not dev intended. But
yeah, but the dark side of that is if you find a exploit or glitch that can be used to break the whole game wide open, you've kind of robbed yourself of a lot of fun.
Right, but like, I think that is not on the game. I think that's on the player because even if you can do something, doesn't mean you have to. You can actually be like, well, I could just rock it up there, but let's actually play around with this because like, it depends what is going on with it. Now, I think the problem is actually the length of the shrines and how many of them there are because I think it becomes tedious. I think that you reach for that multi-tool because you just want to get the +1 to your hearts from completing the shrine, and you're like, this shrine looks fucking complicated. It's a really ridiculous thing, but I could just rock it up there. Do I really want to spend 20 minutes figuring this out, or do I want to just finish it now and move on? And usually finish now and move on. And that, I think, is where the design problem is. I don't think the multi-tool existing is the problem. It's that the puzzles are not fun enough. They become too tedious.
Yeah. I think the shrines are a big problem, and they're meant to be the main part of the game. The shrines and the dungeons are meant to be the meat, the core of the experience, and to me they just kind of feel not that. They feel like a chore at worst.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like there's some where it's just like they give you some fun Zonai shit, and then you get to just like drive around on a monster truck for a little, and it's like, man, I wish that little was a lot instead of a little, because
it's almost like it's almost like the game would be better if it wasn't a Zelda game, where it was actually just like committing to the whole sandbox thing and like building vehicles, and that was the entire point of the game.
Yeah, and that is kind of my point, because I love those aspects of it, and everything that makes it a Zelda game I don't like so much.
Basically, people should just play Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
I
Which
wouldn't
is
go that
another
far.
game, another game that was derided because it was a Banjo-Kazooie game, and people didn't want all this vehicle stuff. It wasn't what they wanted for the series. But people are coming back to that game now that they've played Tears of the Kingdom. They're like, this is just Tears of the Kingdom before Tears of the Kingdom. But like, like it's actually about all the vehicle stuff. Like that's the focus of the game instead of like dungeons and stuff like that. It's very fascinating.
Hmm.
Anyway, time to beat Oracle of Seasons.
Nice. And time.
I'm enjoying.
Hmm?
I am enjoying this game dev talk though, so we can continue it. But yeah.
Oh yeah, this I love the game dev talk. In fact,
Okay.
like I would love it if you like wanted to do a podcast, and if you wanted me to invite some of my like big name dev friends who love talking about development,
Gosh,
because you would absolutely love talking to Morello, because he's like,
I love talking to game devs. Like
mhm.
Lily Lyco's collab, like she's a game dev, and a couple of her friends are game devs, and we just talked about game dev a lot on that stream. It was fun.
Yeah, but
Okay,
yeah,
time for Onyx's Castle.
and just hearing about like Morello's past and like how he became a game dev is just like, it's so cool hearing his life story basically. So he is a college dropout who worked at a bar for 10 years, or like as a
Oh
bartender
gosh.
type thing, and then he just managed to get a job at Riot, and then he just climbed the ranks and eventually became the main, the like head developer.
Mm.
Then he moved on to Valorant, and then he's now working at Firaxis, which I imagine
Oh,
is
all
his
right.
dream job. And he's working. If I had to guess, he's working on XCOM. I don't know. He hasn't talked about it, and I can't imagine. Uh, yeah, he's definitely not allowed to talk about what he's working on. But like
You know,
XCOM is one of his. It's literally his all-time favorite game, and he literally said he would never leave Riot unless it was to work at Firaxis. And then he left Firaxis, or not Firaxis, sorry, Riot.
Yeah. You know, Fanta's a game dev. We have lots of fun chats about game dev.
Hmm.
But yeah, I love this shit. Even though I'm not a game dev, I think about this shit a lot. I feel like there was another point I wanted to make, but I kind of lost it. Either way, I really like Oracle of Seasons. I haven't talked about the game that much, I've just kind of been passively playing it, but this game rocks. But it's also a game where I don't feel like I need to talk about it much, it just kind of... I don't know. Just kind of
Good
enjoy it.
time.
I just vibe with it. Yeah, I just like... I go silent and just have fun and experience the game. Not what needs to be said. Anyway, that's... that's whatever.
Okay, just a second. I am.
Final boss time. I forget how to beat him. Oh yeah, spin attacks. He's a cool design for a final boss, even though he never comes back.
So I am attempting to set up voice mods now. So I will have a kawaii uwu voice in a moment. We'll see.
Oh gosh.
Uh, just trying to make it work.
No! He's using Din as a shield. Just hitting her and not worrying about the consequences. Oh god. I did it. Sorry, Dan. This is a cool little twist here. Ah! Onox turned into a dragon. And now the final boss is a side-scroller. I love this. Other message? The world that no one wants to claim is a heretic on highest difficulty settings with Deathlink. I don't know what heretic is, but damn, it sounds hard.
Hello, testing.
Hello, you sound the same.
Okay, and how about...
How about now?
Okay, you sound very different.
Very different, are you sure?
Oh gosh. Hello, Lobo.
Hello.
That's real. I'm gonna die to Onyx, oh my god.
What kind of real? You're gonna do that?
Really sound too bad.
It
You
sounds
can probably tell
surreal.
it's AI, but...
Yeah. I guess AI is doing a lot of heavy lifting for those voice mods these days. It's not just a simple
definitely.
it's not just a simple pitch shift anymore.
Yeah. The problem is that the processing power required to make it like one-to-one human is it's a lot, and they can't
Yeah.
just run that in a program easily.
Yeah, I imagine.
Because like if I try like if I try like typing on my computer, it'll pick up the typing and try and interpolate it into some kind of mouth sound. So like that it's probably just like or weird sounds.
Yeah. Hang on, I might need to focus for a second. Defeat this final boss.
I'm about to...
Oh, what happened there? Wait for the right moment. Gotcha. Oh. It took too long. Yeah, having a side-scrolling boss for a Zelda game is so weird. I love it. Not counting Zelda 2, of course. Oh, nice. I jumped from hand to hand. Oh, I did that wrong. What's he doing? Woo! So many fireballs! Yes. Die already! Now if I use a Pegasus Swing, Pegasus Seed, yeah. Yes! Yeah! I did it!
Nice, good job.
Thank you. Ah! Time!
So, you know, something I just thought about, which is kind of an interesting way to look at voice mods. I think this is maybe the literal best use for AI, because what is it? One of the ways you can use it is literally using AI to solve gender dysphoria.
I guess so.
And like that is the most positive thing I can imagine AI ever being used for.
Yeah. Oh, it's just giving me all my items at once, I guess. Yeah, we saved the world!
You should have let me read Vin's lines.
I missed what you said there.
You should have let me read Vin's lines with this voice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alright,
Alright.
is she talking more? Is she talking more?
Yeah, I better screen share there.
Sure. I'll
Right,
even put on the about the voice actor voice as well. Maybe the sound even better. Okay. The trials you face to collect. The essence of nature have made you a true hero. The new trial shall call you. Away soon, but we oracles always watch over you in secret in hopes that darkness is kept from the hearts of mankind. They need to make those text boxes a little more.
It's a Game Boy.
Let us return to Horn Village and meet the others.
Yay! Uh-oh. Now you gotta do your evil witch voice.
Oh, I actually don't. I have an evil witch voice. Let me find it. This might take a second.
Sounds the same.
Yeah, no, it's I need
Until I find the weird, creepy voice. It has like a weird reverb. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, Sophie. Don't say this is the end. Onyx has fallen, but the damage he has done to this land burns on in the flame of destruction. When this flame lights the dark, our wish shall be granted. Yeah,
Very good. Pachi, pachi, pachi. Anyway, I'm not beating Ganon. I set my requirement to only beat Onyx. Do we watch the credits? I guess we watch the credits. Get some time to chill.
Killing time.
This game has some good, like, CGs. Very pretty Game Boy Color game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, next up we got Wind Waker. I should send a message in Archipelago that I'm done. Nothing valuable is left in Oracle Seasons, judging by that release. Oh well. Thanks, flagship. But yeah, Zelda's cool. But I really, like, I still feel the most fondness and affinity for these older Zelda games. I think my favorite Zelda games are... I think Majora's Mask is my favorite. And Wind Waker, like, I go back and forth on. I really like Wind Waker. But, like, the more I play it, the more I realize how unfinished it is. Like, it really shows. Like... That game only has 4 dungeons, really. Like 4.5 if you count. Well, 2 half dungeons, so maybe 5 in total. But yeah, it just doesn't have a lot of content. Doesn't have a lot of items. And a lot of the islands are just kind of the same thing.
Oh, but it does have his personality.
It has so much personality. And it has probably the best story of any Zelda game, in my opinion. It just, like... The story in that game rocks. It's so well told.
Yeah.
But if we're talking like dungeon design, my money's on the Oracle's games. I think they have amazing dungeon design and overworld design. And I've had so much fun just going through it just now. Like some of these have really stumped me. But Ages has the really crazy dungeons though. Like that game is insane. Like I spoke about it in a previous stream, but Jabu Jabu in Oracle of Ages is crazy. And the whole like area of like the ocean in Ages is like a puzzle in and of itself. It's really cool. Ellen is saying most likely for the foreseeable future, the older style Zelda is probably going to come from indie developers instead. Yeah, it sounds like the Zelda team is going to stay with the open world style for now. Yeah, I think like interviews from like Miyamoto and Aonuma have been pretty. Was it Miyamoto? I guess it was mostly Aonuma. Yes, Aonuma. Have been pretty unanimous that this is Breath of the Wild is the style of Zelda that they're sticking with for the foreseeable future, and they don't intend to go back. Which makes me sad as a fan of these old Zelda games because I feel like new Zelda isn't old Zelda. It's not a replacement. It's an alternative. And I'd much rather it like be treated as such instead of just the new standard. And who knows? We'll see if that stays or not.
I think that we will get a mix of both types of game. I think they're like new main big open graphic ones will probably stay the new formula, but they'll absolutely like do remakes. They might like or is there an Oracle remake yet? Because that can
Nope.
happen, right? That'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen. It's guaranteed to happen.
The problem with the Oracle's games is that they're kind of not treated in the same reverence that other Zelda games are because they were made by an outside team, Capcom. And a lot of those developers went on to join Nintendo, but they're still considered like side games, kind of like not really like internal Nintendo Zeldas. So the Oracles and the Minish Cap, and I think like some of the Four Swords were by Capcom.
I think anything can happen because of the Awakening.
Link's
Like,
Awakening remake.
Yeah, that happened, so I feel like anything.
But that was internal Nintendo. That was internal Nintendo.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's just it's weird. It's not as like it feels like more of a departure from Zelda games than the Oracle games are.
It is definitely a weird Zelda game. Like probably one of the weirdest ones. But I don't know. I'd like to be proven wrong on this. I think the Oracles and Minish Cap games deserve a lot more respect than Nintendo gives them. Do I even need this tracker? It's not really showing much relevant information anymore, is it? Okay. I'll get rid of it. We'll close that. Open this. There we go. Click connect. Open Dolphin. Wait for that to load. Okay, we are in, baby. Alrighty, I'm going to quickly change the game to Wind Waker.
Oh, I have an idea to maybe make this voice changer sound better.
Yeah.
So I might be able to run the voice that it's picking up through OBS to include my voice filters to then be like voice goes into OBS, goes into voice mods, goes into Discord.
I'm
gonna try that.
I'm sure it's this way, isn't it? Wait, something's wrong.
Testing.
Something is not. You sound the same. Something is not right.
Hello?
Hello? Wait,
Hello?
am I not connected yet? Maybe I'm not connected.
I should have had Steve's rowing just really fast at doing this.
Oh, there we go. There's a Triforce. Haha.
Hey. We got the golden Dorito.
Yes. Now it says, oh, wait. Wait!
Ah,
There is one thing I'm missing. I'm missing the light arrows. Oh, shit. Maybe I'm not finishing the game tonight. Hint. Progressive bow, I guess it would be? No. I think I need more checks. Alright, guess we're doing more checks. Checks quest. Yeah, I forgot about light arrows. Holy shit. That's important. Damn it, I was really hoping to finish. I was ready to finish this game. Let's get a couple of checks. Hopefully.
Can anyone search for light arrows?
I think only I can.
Okay. I was gonna say, if like my Dark Souls profile would be like, can I just be a guy just to get the hints?
Yeah. Let's see. Do I have the final sword? Yeah, I do. I do have all the swords, Eleanor. It's so easy to forget that the sword upgrades, like, every time you do a dungeon. I guess we'll head to Hyrule. There should be a check in the Master Sword chamber. And another check is in Ganon's Tower, so we may as well make our way there. What are these bugs doing down here? How'd you get down here? I remember this area. This is from Mario Kart. When we streamed Mario Kart Double Dash, we found a map of the Hyrule Castle from Wind Waker for battle mode.
Hello, Bubble.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Is that I said a dark nut and a bubble?
A Dark Knight. What about a Dark Knight?
Well, is it really that hard to tell what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Is it because of the filters?
Yes.
Well, I mean, obviously the like... Okay, am I easier to understand now?
You're the same.
Okay, fine. I'll just turn it off. I said a dark nut and a bubble. One of these things is vanilla, the other is not.
Alright.
I will close voice mod for now. There we go. Normal. But yeah, in another 5 or 10 years, I imagine voice mod quality will probably be in a really awesome place.
Hmm. It's down here, isn't it?
Because like, if I had a voice changer option that sounded entirely human, I would use it 100%.
Hmm. God, this barrier. It has such an amazing history in the Wind Waker speedrunning community.
Yep.
I can't believe they got through it. It's thick too. It's a very thick barrier. They really didn't want people to skip through
Yep.
it.
They saw what happened to Ocarina of Time, and they said never again.
Yeah. Can't believe I overlooked the light arrows. This might not be the last stream. Oh yeah. So satisfying to kill those in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, redeads. It does nothing! Blackfoot, Blackfoot. There we go. Hey, what? Come on. Never really figured out the best way to deal with these guys. I guess a bomb?
Light arrows.
Apart from that.
Sunlight. They should just be dead already. They're out in the
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god! The statue!
Oh. There was some teamwork there they had going.
The stream isn't laggy or anything, is it? I think we're good. I think we're good. Oh, that was so far away. Come on.
Do you even need to kill them?
Nah, but I feel like I should. It's decorum. I'm the hero. I'm on my way to fight Ganon.
Are you though?
Yeah. That's a good question, Eleanor. Because I never used that trick. In Ocarina. Oh, looks like they're all dead. Sorry. Thought there was one left. So, there's a Ganon's Tower maze chest somewhere. I'm sure I'll find it eventually. Is that the one that has the light arrows in it? I guess it is. Okay, time to skip these rematches. Yippee.
I think there's a chest in one of them, isn't there?
No.
Isn't
Oh
there?
god, the rats! Fuck that. Yeah, this shit again. What's this fucking?
The numbers.
Right. 2413. Can you write that down, Eleanor? I like using chat as my notepad. Oh, Lobo, thank you. Thank you, Bo. Wait, did I do that wrong? 1, 2, 3. Just confusing myself. There we go. I might need this later, so I'm making sure to grab it. My wooden boat is here! It's so spooky. Wait, I only just now noticed that's a golden axe. That's really funny. All these models have changed, it's great. Yeah, the Wind Waker is this. You know, let's go for all the items while we're here. Grappling hook is a fishing rod. Bombs are TNT, as you can see. Deku leaf is elytra. Are the iron boots anything? Oh, they're anvils! Just noticed that.
Well, what are anvils?
The iron boots. And the hammer is a crafting bench on a stick.
Why though? You can make iron boots in Minecraft. Literally. Why? Put it on the hammer. It's not a crafting table. Stop.
So I realized I went the wrong way. How's this work again? It's something stupid. I know it's something stupid. Ah, yeah, that's right. For some reason that took me ages to figure out and still trips me up to this day. You gotta jump down the hole, like, ugh. It's just not intuitive. At least to me. I have played this game many times. Alright, chat again. I love this music, by the way. It's such a cool design for Phantom. It's Phantom Game, not Shadow Game. I didn't get that quick enough. So I love the door designs for Ganon. It feels like very Japanese Oni. Like that's kind of feels like the inspiration.
It felt kind of weird how Japanese influenced Ganon was in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, he's like a samurai. A warlord.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they were going for the Oda Nobunaga Demon King.
Yeah.
Still, though, I think that's my favorite Ganon design. I hope we get that in Smash if that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, the Gerudo to have Naginata ever since Ocarina of Time. There have always been Japanese influences here and there. Zelda's been it's a very good mix of East and West, I feel. Like, they really draw upon, a mix in all the Zelda games. Stop that. Is there any way to reflect this? Just gotta time it right, I guess. Ow. Let's go. Hey! Still didn't knock him down though. The next part of Terminal Montage Ocarina of Time playthrough is cartoon released. Yeah. It was Water Temple, wasn't it? Those videos are so good. Well, it's an archipelago item. It's not my light arrows. So, time to get a hint. There it is. Fanta's got it.
Nah.
Inferno Cheeto page. I don't know if she's playing tonight or not. She probably, like, would have started streaming already if she was going to.
So the BK time?
BK Bonky Kong. Yeah. I don't think there's anything I can do. I mean, like, I can keep doing checks and hope that one of those helps Fanta. But I don't know. Is Fanta waiting on anything?
Was it just Jiggies? I don't remember.
No, she said she's going to play after work this morning. So maybe she will get on, but we'll have to see.
In the meantime, I have a suggestion if you would like to hear it.
What's that?
How would you like to try Noita Arena?
Oh, that's an interesting idea. It was either that.
Are you lagging out? I didn't hear. I just heard you're like, it's either that or and then I just didn't hear. Yes, I can hear you. Ah.
Hello.
Hello?
Why isn't it recognizing my mic? Discord can hear me. Oh, this is getting so frustrating.
Are you sure it's not a different mic in Discord? I can hear you.
What?
Yes? No, it isn't. I can hear you, I promise. Probably. That'd be my guess. Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, yes, it is. Because, yeah, when you lose...
Testing. Okay, yep. Stream can hear me. I'm going into Discord voice settings. It says it's going from my microphone. When I touch the mic, can you hear it?
I heard a little bit of something.
It should be loud.
It's not that loud, but I can hear it.
Stream can probably hear it. Oh, what is going on with my computer? Yeah, Alec can hear it.
When you lose a microphone, Discord auto updates and sets it to a new microphone.
But it's not doing that. It still says it's doing my USB microphone. In fact, I should disable that webcam as an audio device. I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Testing.
Ow.
Okay, you can hear that now. Just give you a little tickle. Tickling your ear.
It's just playing a drum in my ear, yeah.
It's like tickling your eardrum.
I mean, if you want me to get close to my mic, I can do that.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out why
Full
Vina
ASMR mode.
is not recognizing it.
Let's make people uncomfortable just a second.
No. Don't scare off my chat.
I'm not gonna scare them. Maybe they'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
We got the OBS open, which is gonna raise the floor on my audio.
Oh, thank God, it recognizes my microphone again. Yeah, there's something wrong with my motherboard or something. I need to look into it, because this is getting annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Whoa, ASMR mode.
Yeah, I'm just playing Minecraft. Want to be quiet? I mean, I guess it is like almost 4 a.m.
How are you doing that?
What do you mean? How am I doing it?
You're not just close to the mic. You've changed some settings, I'm guessing.
I did a little bit, but I am a lot closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Just a sec. I don't want to. I'm not interested in like explaining what my settings are. I'll definitely forget what I'm talking about. So my microphone settings. Oh wait, no, it's filters. So right, it's the expander. So I have an expander, a compressor, a limiter, and a noise gate and noise suppression, all filtering onto my current microphone. So if I talk quieter, as long as they can tell that it's human words, it raises the volume of that. So when I get close to the microphone, it doesn't cut out, and yeah, it makes it louder. So I just have to swing the microphone arm around and bring it a little bit closer, and then yeah, I can talk quietly and it picks it up.
Alright, well, I guess Windmaker's done. That's unfortunate. Alright. So, the options are Noita Arena or Thousand Year Door. What does chat want to see? If they have any preference at all.
Tell us your preferences, chat.
Do you need to be affiliate to do polls?
Yes. Although if you're using Mix It Up, you might be able to use that to do it. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, I haven't got a reply to my email from Twitch yet. So I'm not affiliate yet, but soon. Soon I'll be back.
Also, there's one thing I want to try just to see if my microphone peaks. It shouldn't, because since I have the limiter on it, I'm going to try talking like normal volume, but right next to the microphone and see how different it is. How does this sound?
Fine.
Like, fine? Like, it not particularly...
It's peaking a bit.
Okay.
Wow,
I'll
huge
stick
again.
to talking quietly then.
I think you were better before.
What, better before?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Less peaking?
I mean, I didn't change anything.
Yeah, you did. You sounded totally different before. You said, how about now, just now?
So the thing that I'm changing is moving the microphone closer and back, not like settings.
No, you were like close to the mic and it sounded different than you are close to the mic now.
Right now, the mic is away.
Yeah, it's not anymore. You changed it again.
Yeah, yeah. This is get close to the microphone again, where you said it was kind of peaking.
Yeah.
But I didn't, like when I started talking quieter like this, the distance did not change between when I was talking louder and this.
You sound good now.
Good.
Alright. Alright. Fuck it, let's play some Noita Arena.
Nice. I have no idea how to set it up.
Oh. Maybe it's not a good time to do it.
Nah, it's fine. In just a sec, I'm gonna close OBS.
Whoa. Sorry. For some reason, my full screen button isn't working.
The filters are back to being off.
Okay.
So I don't. Is it like a GitHub page download thing, or was it just a go to the workshop? Because I did see a Noita Arena in the workshop, and I downloaded it. So it might just be like literally good to go, but I do not know for certain.
Oh, we're back in the old overlay again. Feels like it's been a while. Also feels like my avatar is bigger than I remember. Or like maybe off center slightly?
The Noita Arena thing looks like it needs a GitHub thing of some kind. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna grab my Switch. There we go. We are back, baby. I wish I have a message or something on screen to show that we're not actually doing Archipelago anymore. If I change the stream title mid-stream, does that update the...
Yeah, no, it already.
But then the VOD would only be able to have one name, I guess.
It would have whatever the first one was, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do Noita Arena another time, Lobo.
Sure. I'm still gonna try and get it working.
Yeah, go for it. You know what? Let's get my social buttons back. There we go. So I'm up to, what, chapter... whatever the number is? 6? Chapter 6. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 of the crystal stars, yeah. I've got all the party members now. Wait, there's controls menu? Ah, well, let me change controls. Just looking at all these menus I haven't looked at before. But yeah, this game fucking rocks. I don't know how else to put it. It's been such a good time coming back to this game. And like, I know, you know, as a 32-year-old, I come back to this game and I can recognize that I have massive nostalgia goggles for it. Because when I first played it, I was like 12-ish, around that age. And that was a formative video game for me. It was like one of those games that really made me love video games. And I don't know, like, coming back to it as an adult, I can very clearly see the flaws of this game now. Like, there are many areas in the game where it feels like they run out of time. Like, they wanted to make the game really big, but they couldn't commit to it. So there's like lots of places where like there's padding, for example. Lots of backtracking in this game and lots of dialogue that, you know, lots of just characters talking in small rooms instead of making huge open worlds. And that could be points of criticism for the game. But I'm also just having so much fun anyway that I don't care. And also, like, I'm able to acknowledge that the padding that this game does have is really creative and interesting. Like, the Glitz Pit, for example, is a very small location in the game, but it comprises an entire chapter. But what they do with that small location is so interesting that I can't not love it. I think it's like, you know, the classic example is Evangelion, where, like, they literally ran out of budget in the last 2 episodes and couldn't finish the story properly. And so the last 2 episodes became what they are. But it's through those limitations that they ended up becoming incredibly memorable for people and being like something really special. I think it's something like people that are able to work within the limitations that they have to try to make something interesting and expressive despite being like padded out and not having the budget that they need, I think can result in really interesting art. And that's something I see a lot in this game. So even though it is unfinished, it doesn't let that hold it back from being a very interesting game experience. Did the original Thousand Years story already have a 10 item inventory? I got an item that expands it. I can't remember if that was in the original game or not. I'm going to be honest. But there is an item in the Pit of 100 Trials that expands the inventory. If only people remember Lost Izalith as fondly. I do not know what that is, Eleanor. I'm sorry. You'll have to inform me. Is that a game or is that a thing from a game? Lost Izalith. One of the final areas of Dark Souls 1. Oh. I played Dark Souls 1. Let me look that up. Lost Izalith.
Oh wow, it was actually super easy to
Oh, that's a lava place at the bottom of the world. Yeah. 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 But yeah, like, people, like, the Glitz Pit is such a fascinating example to me because if you played it, you know what it's about. And I can so see critics hammering into that for just being, oh, it's just a bunch of battles and you barely go anywhere. Like, it's such a small area. It's so, like, you know, so obvious that they ran out of budget kind of thing. But ask me and ask other people, we love that part of the game. We stand the Glitz Pit because that is such, like, it's just something really cool about the feeling of, like, you know, in an RPG, progressing through the ranks to become the champion of a coliseum. It feels very tangible, that sort of progression, and the way they build up a sense of drama through all of the narrative that's weaved around that process of becoming the champion and, like, trying to find the crystal star and solving the mysteries of the Glitz Pit. It's all so cool. It's just really well handled. Like, I just think that's really impressive. And I hope that's something people take away from this game. That its flaws are there, but it doesn't let itself, like, not try to make something interesting in spite of those flaws. Or even like Chapter 4, which I consider a little bit more flawed. There's a lot of back and forth in that chapter. But everyone fucking loves Dupless and everything about that. It's such a memorable thing. I'm trying to talk about the game without spoiling too much. But everyone should play this game. Thousand Year Door is one of my favorite games of all time. It's really special to me. And playing it all these years later, I'm just immediately having fun again. It's not the hardest game in the world, especially if you, like, optimize the hell out of it like I have been, but it's a lot of fun. And I actually think it's really good as an introductory game to RPGs in general, turn-based RPGs. I think it... But it also, like, if you're a veteran of turn-based RPGs, then you can come to this game and find something that's different from other RPGs, because it's so different to any other RPG in the market. Well, this and Paper Mario I kind of consider as part of a collective. You can play either and get the similar experience, but Thousand Year Door, I think, is the more refined version of that concept, in my opinion. One thing I've noticed about padding and how much it affects one is also that it's dependent on how much time someone has with a given piece of media. Sorry, could you elaborate on that? I'm not entirely sure what you mean, Eleanor. I don't know what I want to do now. Do I continue the story? I guess I could. Or I could just hit up the Pit of 100 Trials and see how deep I get. You're trying to get all the tattles. I might go for 100%. I might. We'll see how I feel. I've never got 100% in this game before. What I mean is that someone who has a lot of time on their hands won't mind padding as much to the point where they might not even notice it. That's very true, Eleanor. That's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Whereas, like, I feel like there's a lot of games that will appeal more to people with that large amount of time. like, for example, kids have a lot of free time. And so they're a lot more able to, like, get into these sort of big RPGs that might have a bit of padding and not feel like the game is wasting their time. Whereas someone with a full-time job might struggle a bit more to play games with, like, padding. They'll feel like the game is wasting their time. That's a very good point. And I think that's such a, like, it's so dependent on the kind of person that's playing the game. It's very interesting. Like, a good example I came to recently is Wario Land 3. I was listening to the Good Vibes Gaming game club, and they did Wario Land 3. And the consensus all three of them seemed to have was, this game has way too much padding. It's way too long. And there's way too many parts where, like, you know, instead of just, like, a simple reset of, like, a boss battle, Wario gets kicked out of the room, and he has to climb his way back up, and stuff like that. And they hated that. Which I understand. But also, I fucking love Wario Land 3. That podcast encouraged me to go back to that game and replay it, and I did. I played it a couple of weeks ago, and I loved it. I had so much fun with that game. But I say this as someone who is disabled and can't land a full-time job. I have a lot of free time, you know, so, like, I spend a lot of time in bed because sometimes my back pain is really bad. So I have a lot of time to play handheld games. So it doesn't matter to me as much as it would someone with a full-time job. It's like, I understand where those critiques are coming from. But as to where that's going to reduce, like, really bring down a game is entirely dependent on the person. I've had the same observation with someone who went through all of the Final Fantasy games, including spin-offs, and due to softly setting themselves a time limit for each game, got to get the review out right, they weren't able to enjoy the tactics games as much because those strategy RPGs need even more time than the big RPGs. Yeah, absolutely. It's something that a lot of people talk about these days. Like, I feel like the whole idea of a game, quote-unquote, not being respectful of your time is dependent on where that person is in their life. How much their time is important to them. Because there are people, like my friend Lobo here, who love grinding in games. Like, would you say that's accurate, Lobo? I think
Yeah,
that's accurate.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, if a quest says go do a thing, I'm grumpy. If nobody tells me to do anything, and it's like, hey, you can unlock this thing if you just do this thing for 20 hours, I'm like, I'm on it. Let's go.
Because it's kind of like meditative for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's relaxing.
It's the kind of thing you can just do without thinking. Even
And
like,
that
you can put on a podcast or something while you do it.
Yeah, and like that is because I know we were having the discourse before. That's kind of the thing that keeps me in gacha games more than actually like the evil that's in them. It's like people were complaining or making references to like, oh well, sure, Fate Belt Lost Belt story good, but blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I skip all the story in Fate Go and still play it. Like that's a thing that I do. I just kind of enjoy the aspects of it, like it's just like the concept of the Fate series is cool, and the characters I like, and the gameplay is enough that it keeps me occupied when I don't have anything else to do.
You're an interesting species, but valid. Alan is asking if you played old school RuneScape.
I did. Sorry. I play old school RuneScape? No. Did I play RuneScape 20 years ago? Yes.
Right. You played Tibia.
I still play Tibia. But I've fallen behind on that. I want to play more Tibia, but it's definitely I pick it up and I put it down kind of thing. I don't necessarily stick with it.
Even games like Etrian Odyssey, like, that's a classic dungeon crawler with a veneer of JRPG-ness. Those games are really popular with people, not because of any sort of like story or anything like that, but just because people like the process of dungeon crawling and building a party of characters bit by bit. Ancient Odyssey is the minimalist RPG because it's not about the story, it's about the experience. It's about the journey of playing an RPG. But I kind of love how, like, those games are so loyal to that concept. Some people find them fucking boring, and I totally understand that. But some people love it and die by it because that's why they play RPGs. Not for the story, but for the experience of progression and party building and fighting.
I am on the record. My favorite Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy Tactics.
Right. Okay. So you're on the same page as Eleanor here, I guess. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a game like that I really love. I mean, I've recently played Crystal Project. Is that what it's called? I'm just wondering, did I misname the game? I think it's called Crystal Project, yeah? Yeah, it's Crystal Project. Crystal Project is great. It's like classic Final Fantasy, but in a pseudo 3D world. You know, it kind of takes the same sort of gameplay as those old Final Fantasy games with a huge open world on a grid. Except the grid is voxels now. It's like Minecraft. But there's a sense of exploration because, like, you can go anywhere, do whatever you want, but the game doesn't, like, lead you on for story so much as explore the world, get stronger, unlock classes, beat bosses, fight new monsters. It's all about the gameplay. And that shit is so fun to me. I could gush about Crystal Project for a while because that game has an almost Zelda-like world design to it, where it's open, but where you can go is limited by what abilities and stuff you've unlocked, and just trying to figure out how to get to the top of a mountain can be a real challenge in that game. It's really cool. I highly recommend it if people like mechanics-driven RPGs. It's very fun. Ellen is saying, what if Final Fantasy V, but also platformer for overworld exploration? Yeah. There's a little bit of platforming in it. Sorry, I got rambly there. That's just a shout out to Crystal Project. I mean, Paper Mario. I like the gameplay of this game a lot. And, like, every time I finish a chapter in this game, I just want to hang around the town doing side quests and, buying new badges and working through the Pit of 100 Trials. I love all that stuff, even if it's not part of the main story, because the game's really fun to play. Oh? Eleanor, that's interesting. Crystal Project for Archipelago, huh? Interesting. If I did that, though, I would want some way to make the game faster. Like, maybe make leveling up a lot quicker or something. But that could be fun. I could see that working. More than a lot of RPGs. That would suit Archipelago pretty well. Like, unlocking mounts and stuff? Yeah. I mean, just activate accessibility settings for those as well. Yeah, that's true. There are accessibility settings and stuff in there, aren't there? True. Also, Xenoblade Chronicles Cross/X. I'm always going to gush about that, because that is another mechanics-first RPG. Not to say the story isn't good. I really need to do a fucking video essay on that game at some point, because I have so many opinions about it. And everyone else is wrong but me. But I have seen a lot of people coming out of the woodwork to support that game lately online. It's very nice to see. Yeah, people didn't like that because, again, it wasn't like the first Xenoblade, which was incredibly story-focused and linear and all that stuff. Whereas X is like, there's a story, but it's kind of just a tacked-on thing. The main meat of the game is exploring the world, taking on quests, and building up your party as much as possible with different strategies. And that shit is really engaging and fun to me. And if you go into that game with the wrong expectations of what it should be, then that's an easy path to disappointment. I think we as a society need to get a lot better at meeting games on their own terms. And this goes right back around to the original point I was talking about, Metroid Other M. People disappointed in that game because it wasn't the Metroid they wanted or expected from a Metroid game. But there was no willingness to engage with it on its own terms. This can apply to Federation Force. This can apply to all sorts of games that have just been maligned by the fans because they're not what people want. Even Sticker Star. And I say that as someone that doesn't like Sticker Star, but I have to mention that because I know people that do like Sticker Star. They do exist. They're a minority, but they do exist. And I can't, in good conscience, leave them out of the conversation. Just because I personally don't like Sticker Star doesn't mean there aren't things about that game that are interesting and appealing to people. Of course, my big one that I'm always like fighting for is Mario Party 9. Everyone hates that game. Everyone fucking hates that game. But you know what? It's really good. And I need to do a video about it. I need to. I just need to go through the process of recording footage and researching and all that. I actually want to get a bunch of friends together to play some Mario Party 9 just so I can really, like, get up to speed with how I feel about it all. But I can tell you, the reviews for that game are dog shit. People are not engaging with that game on its own terms. They are comparing it to past Mario Party games, and that's the extent of their criticism. It's not like Mario Party 7 and 6 and 8. There's a car now. The car is bad, and they won't really explain why. I'm getting really like salty now, but I get so frustrated with video game reviewers that don't engage with video games on their own terms and just regurgitate the same few talking points like a few different things that aren't to their expectations are the reasons why a game is irredeemably bad. And that shit pisses me off so much. I'm going on such a soapbox at the moment.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Sorry?
I said cough, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah? You want to elaborate?
You're the one who's not engaging with it on the level of it's not a Zelda game.
No, I think I'm being fair and nuanced here. I have said I think it is a fine game if it's not a Zelda game. I don't like it as a Zelda game.
But
I think it should be a different IP.
But isn't that exactly you not being able to deal with the fact that it is a Zelda game?
No. I played those games. I can see why people like them. I can understand the fundamental value there. Just because I don't personally gel with it and don't think it's the right direction for the series doesn't mean I think they're irredeemable. I still think they're very fun games. Very disappointing in other ways, but I'm not trying to deny the people that, think these games are fantastic either, because there is so much fun to be found in like those mechanics of like building stuff, or if you go back to Breath of the Wild, just the exploration of the open world. Because when I first played it, I really got into it. It's just my feelings have kind of soured over time when it's like I've realized that this is the future of the series. And it just feels like so much has been lost in that process that it makes me a bit upset. My ideal future for these games is that the Breath of the Wild formula becomes an alternative, a different flavor of Zelda that's allowed to coexist with the previous Zeldas without erasing them. I think that's where most of my frustrations come from. These interviews stating that this is the future of Zelda, and the interviews that say that they've made dungeons better in Tears of the Kingdom, because they fucking have.
Oh, no.
I fucking got so angry when I read that.
I'm pretty sure they were saying better than Breath of the Wild. I think that's the caveat they're trying, because I would definitely say the shrines and dungeons are better than they were in Breath of the Wild.
I don't even agree with that. I think the Divine Beasts are better than, like, the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom. Except for maybe the Gerudo dungeon. I think that was alright. But the other three were shit. The only thing I'll give credit to is, like, the vibes of the Wind dungeon in Tears of the Kingdom were immaculate. I thought that was so cool. But mechanically, it's just a less good Divine Beast. And the Divine Beasts were already pretty, like, eh. But at least with the Divine Beasts, they had the added mechanic of, like, you could rotate parts of them and stuff like that. Like, the whole dungeon was malleable. I thought that was a really cool idea. I just wanted the dungeons to be bigger. And they took away the one thing I liked about the Divine Beasts and just made them static. Like, they're still really small dungeons that can be beaten in any order, and it's just a bunch of, like, most of them just feel like a bunch of shrines stitched together. That's how the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom feel. And I think that's really weird. The water dungeon in particular, the water temple in Tears of the Kingdom was maybe the worst dungeon I've ever played in a Zelda game. It was really bad.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. But I don't think Breath of the Wild was better. I think the Breath of the Wild is actually the worst in the whole series.
For dungeons.
Yes, for dungeons.
Nah.
Like, the Divine Beasts are, like, all even smaller than the Water Temple was.
Like, tiny bit, but not that much smaller.
Yeah, but, like, you're equating the one bad dungeon in Tears of the
Bye,
Kingdom
Eleanor.
to all of the others. And I think that, like...
No, I'm saying all of them except the Gerudo dungeon are bad.
Uh,
Fire Temple was shit. Wind Temple, it had some okay vibes, but it was still just a bunch of shrines stitched together.
But I think that is still... that, like, that statement is true of the Divine Beasts as well.
Yes, but the Divine Beasts have the added caveat of being able to manipulate the 3D geometry of the dungeon. I think that is a really interesting idea, and I don't think that was a bad idea. I don't think that should have been scrapped. I don't think that was what made the dungeons bad. I think they were trying to compensate when people saw that the Divine Beasts were maligned as being bad dungeons by taking out the one thing that made them salvageable. And interesting. That's my hot take.
That's fair.
We've had some good conversation. This has kind of turned into a gaming podcast. I'm not even playing my game. Alright. Let's say we play some Thousand Year Door. Do that thing again. Now, this chapter 6 of Thousand Year Door, I really remember loving this chapter. This might be my favorite chapter in the game. It's very strange, and I love it. We'll see how it holds up. I really wish I had better tracking for my VTuber model sometimes. Like, I look at myself and I'm just like constantly switching between emotions just because the tracking's a bit weird.
You're using a webcam to capture, right?
Yeah.
You should probably upgrade to, like, phone capture.
Yeah. But I don't have an iPhone. And I still haven't solved the problem of power. Because I tried using an Android phone for tracking, but the battery would run out, like, in an hour.
Can't you leave it plugged in?
No, because it needs to be plugged into my PC. I know some people have worked out a way where they like transmit the data via Bluetooth.
Yeah.
But for or Wi-Fi, I guess. I think it was Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is the one most people use, I think. But whenever I use Wi-Fi, it stutters so much it's unusable. It's really bad. It just doesn't work for me.
I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, neither do I. The only solution I've come up with is plugging it in directly, which seems to remove the stuttering issue. But the problem then is my PC doesn't output enough power to my phone to keep it charged while it's got the camera running all the time, and it runs out of power in an hour. So if someone has a solution to that, I would love to hear it, because I am very confused and I don't know what to do about it. Maybe if I had an iPhone it would be better. I don't know. iPhones have the best tracking by far. But I don't know if that'd fix the fundamental issue I have.
I'm using an iPhone just for my tracking.
Yeah.
I've always been super happy with it. Like, my phone, like, holy fuck is it expensive, and I hate that that's a thing. But, like, I can't dislike, like, it is worth the money.
Mm.
It's upsetting that it's worth the money.
Mm.
To give you an idea, I believe if I were, like, I'm paying off my phone monthly, but outright, I believe it was like $1,600.
Yeah. Yeah. God. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that kind of money.
But, well, that's where, like I said, I'm happy, and it's really good that it works well, and
Yeah.
that you can pay it monthly. Because, like, my monthly phone bills are cheaper than my internet bill.
Mm.
I'm paying $150, I believe, a month for my phone plan plus the phone itself, and my internet bill is $184.
Gosh, it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I wanted the best internet.
A sticky, yummy thread of some kind. So, chapter 6 of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. No, wait. Yeah, 6. I keep forgetting the number. Chapter 6 is a train mystery. Like a murder mystery type thing. Though I don't think anyone's been murdered yet. But it's a train mystery. The whole idea of a whole RPG arc taking place on a train is such a weird one to me, but I fucking love it.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, exactly. That's a cute toad design.
The kawaii toad.
Yeah. That's a fucking toad VTuber if I ever saw it. Chef Shimi. Cheap is my first language, you know? I don't think I want to buy anything. Here's the detective. Not that there's a mystery yet, but you can kind of tell looking at him.
He's ready for it.
He's ready. I remember you three. Back we go. Oh. Something is afoot. Case of the pot of supper stew that vanished suddenly mysteriously. A mystery? Pennington. Ugh. Ooh. You gluttonous woman. What? This is great. This detective sucks. No way, Mr. Detective Person. You tweety geezer. That's such another character. Hey, Miss Mouse. She sounds like she can solve a mystery. The likely suspect? Well, well. I see. I guess I am the detective's assistant.
It's been decided.
I love how you got the lighting at the windows in the cab in the train. The lighting in this game is so good. The paint Luigi. Oh, okay. That's a subversion. Why are you blaming the bob-ombs? Is it just because they're bombs? I feel like that's racist. Just accusing the bob-ombs of terrorism. Like, come on, dude. It's 2024. We're not having it. No. But okay, I'll investigate. It's evening now. I think it was this one? Yeah. Jeez. It has an AU at the front. What would that be? AU? I know these start with AU. Huh. Is there food? It's like I'm picking up a bunch of like mini quests along the way. Side quests. Also, like the frame rate is like really like chugging, and I'm not sure if that's the game or my broadcast. It seems like it might be the game. Man, I'm actually like so curious right now. Though if I put it in portable mode, it might not show. It looks fine in portable mode, but then that's not really a good test, is it? I would need to like actually have it hooked up to a TV, and I don't at the moment. It's just going to my capture card. So I don't know. Maybe someone else has observed this phenomenon. Nobody saw that. Everyone wants something from Mario. Autograph, that's what it is. Oh. Is that not it? Honestly, maybe part of the reason I like Paper Mario Thousand Year Door so much. Like, chapters like this make it feel like an adventure game more than an RPG. Which would then, like, go on to my love of, like, visual novels and stuff like that. I guess this was kind of the progenitor of all that. Because this chapter in particular is mostly talking. I do really like the combat in this game. But there's a lot more than just combat to enjoy. I need my Yossi back. Game Boy Advance, my dear Luigi. I love that this game had like lots of references to the GameCube and GBA, and they've kept them all in. They haven't updated them to new systems or anything, no. It's like, there's a kid in Petalburg that's like, my favorite game is Fire Emblem for the GBA. You should play it, mister. It's like, yeah. I don't know. Is it an autograph? I guess I don't have to get it for him. Maybe I do have to get it for him. Alright, give me another hint. Okay, yeah, I got it. But I can't get you an autograph. What do I do then? I guess I need to search all the drawers. I've been sporadic about that. Alright, let's do it left to right. Also, playing this has reminded me that I need to finish Rain Code. Because I quite enjoyed my start with that game. I got a little bit bored though, but it was still a lot of fun. Like, there's literally a mystery in a train where the, should I say it? Maybe I shouldn't say it, because it kind of spoils the mystery if there's anyone watching that hasn't played it yet and wants to play it. But there's a cool twist of a train mystery. I'll just say that much. Alright, checking all the drawers, checking all the drawers. I'm finding star pieces at least. Wait, do I talk to the parents? I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, you're rich. Maybe you can afford an autograph. Yeah. Detective novels. Oh no. He's a LARPer, isn't he? He just really likes detective novels. That's totally what's going on.
Makes sense.
Also, oh, can I check these tables? That's what I mean. Gonna do like a Luigi's Mansion and blow the stuff away? I guess not. Hmm. Nothing here. Alright, checked here. Oh, this dude just loves Chef Shimi's cooking. That's cute. Oh, his autograph. Ah! Because he wants to be a train conductor. No, that's cute. Wait a second. Is my avatar like a pixel out again? How did that have to be? Why is that happening again? There we go. I fixed it. Fanta's saying that they won't be able to get my light arrows till tomorrow. Dang, that's unfortunate. So I guess this isn't the finale of Archipelago. Maybe it will be. Depends if I can be bothered streaming the last 5 minutes of Wind Waker. Oh, a shine sprite. That's a cool thing to receive. Well, that kind of changes my plans a little bit. If I'm not really waiting for fans to come online. I might just prefer playing this game on my own than being live for it. We had some good discussions this stream though. Quite enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'll wrap things up for now. Ugh. So, you know what? I haven't done this in a while. Let's see if this button still works. I was meant to mute Elgato. It didn't for some reason. But yeah, thank you everybody for showing up for the stream. And I don't know if I'll stream the end of Wind Waker or not. I really don't. I don't think it's going to be that interesting as a stream. It's just kind of a formality at this point. But so we might just consider this the end of Archipelago. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope other people did too. I hope this was enjoyable for people, whether watching or participating. I think it's very cool as a community event to like bring the community together and get people talking about these games. I think it's rad, and I definitely want to do more of these. But maybe not immediately. I might like take a break after this and focus on other things. Like, for example, we've got a stream coming up on Sunday Australian time, which is going to be a quiz for guessing the details about Smash Bros. Trophies. And I think Lobo might be joining as a participant, maybe? Well, you know, it's all on the events listing on my server. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I've put a lot of effort into it, and I don't know. I think it's just going to be a fun like Nintendo trivia night that I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of fun. So just tune into that when it happens. And I'm planning on doing another stream of Mario Kart Online Double Dash. The last stream was very janky, technical difficulties, and to be honest, the mod is still a little bit unstable. It's like it's never going to be perfect, but we have managed to isolate a few of the problems we were having, and make sure that they don't happen again. So it should be a little bit more stable next time. So I really want to do another stream of it, especially because I've got a bunch of custom tracks that I want to try out. That I've gone through testing every one of them to make sure that they actually work with the mod. And yeah, so there'll be more Mario Kart Double Dash online multiplayer shenanigans happening next week, hopefully, if we can get the people organized. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining in, and I'll see you for the next stream. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.
The end.